Today's date is February 18th, 2011. This is Balboa Island Museum and Historical Society conducting an interview with Miss Joyce Harris. My first question is, would you please tell me why Balboa Island holds such a special place in your heart?
Well, it's probably because of my husband. When we were married, this was about the only place he wanted to come. And because he grew up coming here probably in the late 20s and the early 30s, he and his friends would come down here from Fullerton. And they'd go to Corona del Mar, they'd come here and have fun. And they would come on Easter week, which was a big, big, big thing then. Everybody came here on Easter week. And then after our family came here, we had all kinds of nice parties and gatherings. And then I got acquainted with Peggy next door, and she made it all the better.
It's wonderful. Do you have a favorite Balboa Island story that brings back fond memories of your childhood, or perhaps that inner child within you?
No, because I didn't come here. I grew up in San Fernando, and we went to Santa Monica when I was a girl, young girl. But when I got married, this is where we came. A favorite story. Well, probably one of the favorite ones was when it would rain, we get all kinds of rain in our intersection, our flooded intersections on Pearl Avenue and Park Avenue. Well, we had one rain, it was 82 or 83, that really flooded the whole street. And I looked out one day in the morning, and there was Mary Hardesty and Lucinda Smith coming down Pearl Avenue in their little rubber boat. And so we went out and talked to them, but that was kind of exciting.
I'm sure.
And then I brought pictures of that, and I guess Bob has them or somebody has them, and it shows them. I took pictures of them. And then we went over to the ferry, and that was all flooded there at the Marine Avenue, not Marine, but Ag Avenue, where you get on the ferry. That was all flooded.
Right.
Anyway, that was an exciting thing. And other exciting things were, when we first came here, my husband had a drugstore in Fullerton, and when we came here, there were 2 drugstores in the village. And as we go through town, we had a little sign on the side of our car that told where we came from. And so the pharmacist in the middle drugstore would look out and he'd say, "Hey there, Harris, get home and have a martini." Because nice things like that would happen on the island. People knew each other and were friendly. And then we had all kinds of family gatherings, which have been great.
What would be your earliest memory of Balboa Island?
Well, that would probably be when I came with my husband, after we were married.
What year was that approximately?
That would have been 1941.
Have you seen the change over time?
Lots and lots of changes.
What would be most significant?
I wrote down a few of the changes. The Jolly Roger was here. There were 2 drugstores. The little village had a very, very handy hardware store. And we could get anything we wanted to because we were fixing up our place anyway, which really needed fixing up. And we'd go in there and we'd get anything in that little hardware store. I don't know what happened to it, but it folded. And what's in there now? There's something else in there now. Anyway, where you buy shirts and all. Yeah. Okay. Changes. Fire station was here, right around us here.
Okay.
And oh my goodness, there were all kinds of changes on the island since I came. When I used to come down over the hill, down on when Jamboree ended and Marine started, and there was Ken Niles' restaurant right on the corner where the club, what do they call that club anyway? It's the one that's on the corner.
Well, it's now the
Yacht Club?
Newport Beach Yacht Club. It used to be called the Shark Island.
Shark Island Yacht Club.
Yeah, but now it's something else.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, that was Ken Niles, and he was kind of a movie star, singer. And that was what we saw when we came on the island. And I'd look over and I'd see all those beautiful boats. It was just like coming down to heaven instead of going up. Anyway, those are some of my first memories.
Do you have special holiday memories that you'd like to share that you've had here on the island?
Well, we have all had our Christmas. I always had Christmas Eve here, and we have soup and sandwiches for Christmas Eve. And then 4th of July is always a big, big time here on the island. And then the boat parade is another big time that everybody would come. And I couldn't list all the fun things we've had here, probably.
Is there a particular holiday that you find most sentimental with all the neat activities that take place here? Is there a special one in particular?
I think the 4th of July got all the family here and the fireworks and everything. It's pretty special.
Absolutely. How did you decide to make Balboa Island your home? You share your early memories of moving here with your husband, but making a house a home is a gradual process. And so how did all those decisions take place? You shared some of those early memories earlier.
We had a lot of friends here on the island already that were from Fullerton, and we'd come down and visit them. And so one day I said to my husband, you know, you've lived here since you've been 9 years old, and I think it's time we did something different. And so we were just fortunate enough at the time to receive a little extra money. So we started looking around for a place here on the island. And that was how we started, and we found one. First we looked on the peninsula because we had friends over there. And then we found this one on Pearl Avenue, which we thought was good. It had 2 units in it, and with the university going in at that time, we thought, okay, this is good. We can keep our place rented upstairs and downstairs and get it paid for. So that was what we did, and it worked out just fine. But then, later in 1982, in 82, because we bought it in 65, and then in 82, we decided when we both retired that we'd move down here. And so that's what we did. We remodeled our house and made an apartment again downstairs and one upstairs. And that was when we came to live for sure, because we were both retired then. And that was good.
Did most of your friends stay within this community? Once you moved here from Fullerton, was there a strong sense of community that was preserved?
I kept going back to Fullerton quite often, because I had lots of friends there too. Right. But I felt good here at Pearl Avenue. We had the Pearl Girls all organized on Pearl Avenue, and we'd get together for lunch and parties. And so that's kind of the way it worked out. Lots of friends.
Was that social group just, did that just happen over time, the Pearl Girls?
The Pearl Girls?
Yes, would you share a
little
little more
kind
about
of
that?
when we all started getting together, and we knew we lived on Pearl Avenue, so we called ourselves the Pearl Girls, and we weren't girls. But we did wear our pearls.
Did you?
We tried to remember to wear our pearls. And we still get together.
Do you?
Yeah, every Christmas, and usually in the summer sometime we get together. Thanks to all of our, like Peggy and a lot of the other ones on, and Cindy Cupper, and a lot of them on our street that kind of take a hold and get things going, and yeah.
What kind of activities do you do together? You're sharing a few of them, are there?
We play bunco. No, we don't play bunco. We play skip bowl. Now, Peggy's taught us how to play skip bowl. We play bridge. And for activities, it was mostly visit. I mean, we had a lot to talk about.
Sure.
A lot of good things, yeah.
Would you share perhaps your favorite story?
Excuse
We'll
me.
pause here for just a second.
That's mine. Can you turn it off?
I paused it.
Keep it in.
Sure.
Hello? Yes? Not quite yet, because they're filming it now, Jerry. I'll call you when I'm through, okay?
It is.
Well, tell me why. Okay, bye. Okay, that's okay.
Great.
What a modern gal.
I like that.
That's where I usually keep my money, but I
That's
put my
right.
phone in there too. Okay.
Okay. So my next question is, can you share about your favorite story about any celebrities that you've met at the island?
Well, when we first came down, they were making Columbo down on Collins Island, just across the bridge from us there. And then, of course, Buddy Ebsen was walking around here on the island. And one time I was getting my hair fixed up in the beauty shop that was up above the island market. And Buddy Ebsen came in to pick up his little grandson, who his wife had been in there, and the little grandson was with her. And so he came and very proudly and smiling picked up the little grandson and took him home to babysit him. And let's see, who else? Well, John Wayne was around. And we went to a party one night that he was at. And somebody said, well, he looks kind of lonesome standing over there. Why don't you go talk to him? So we went over and talked to him and had a nice visit with him. He was very genial, very, very sweet, like he always was. And let's see, who else? Who else? We had lots of, it seems to me like we had lots of celebrities that would come and go here on the island.
Was it exciting?
We just kind of used to seeing them. They just kind of, yeah.
It must be exciting to have that Hollywood presence in your community to literally preserve through film, and that's part of film history, and that's such a fascinating encounter.
I know when we bought our house, the lady that was the real estate lady, Mr. Pease, and the realtor was Mr. Pease, and he had an office right on the corner of Agate and Park, and behind that was a swimming pool. And my little grandchildren took lessons in that swimming pool. Okay, but let's see, where were we now? We were talking about, before that, what did you say?
With about film history taking place here with Hollywood presence, how it's shaping your community.
Yes.
So perhaps is there an encounter, a celebrity encounter at this pool that you're sharing
okay.
about?
It was about Buddy Ebsen's house.
Okay.
The realtor lady said, she took us down by the house and had the big tree in front of it. And she said, that's Buddy Ebsen's house. And, she was really proud of that, too. I guess it still has that big tree there, yeah, when you go on the South Bay front. And it's there, and that was Buddy Ebsen's house, and he built it.
Mm.
And they had all of the lessons for the kids that would come with their boats and take lessons in the summer in the front there. That's one of the memories. Got all kinds of memories, I could never tell them all.
It seems like it's an eternal paradise with this almost endless vacation.
It is.
Is that a lot of the activities that you see, the yachting, the swimming, or is that some of the activities, did you enjoy those? Is that what kind of brought you here? Is just kind of that ongoing adventure? Do you have a lot of memories doing those things?
True, we just keep busy all the time. As I said, like just coming to heaven.
Is there a favorite pastime that you enjoy most?
I read a lot.
Do you?
I read a lot. When I don't have anything else to do, I read. And then I play on my computer too. I play solitaire on that a lot. So I have a lot of things to do besides taking care of my house and all. And I taught for 42 years, so I really enjoy having the time that
Joyce has a lovely garden too.
all by myself.
Would you share some more about your garden?
Oh yes, I've got roses in my garden, probably 15 of them, and they're all in pots along my front yard. And then I also have a planter that has plants in it, and Yesterday, my granddaughter came and helped me get rid of a great big old dead juniper that we had to get rid of. I started with the saw, but I couldn't get very far with it, so I knew she was coming, and I thought, oh, well, she's just the one to do that for me. So we got rid of that and got it out for the trash man. Yeah, I love my garden. Yeah.
That's great. Would you share perhaps some of the life-changing events that have occurred on the island over the years?
Well, life-changing events. Well, we've just gotten older. We came when we were younger, now our life has changed because we're retired, and we have granddaughters and great-granddaughters, and that's been a real life changer. And we have 5 great-grandchildren. And okay, we had the little family of 5 came and stayed in our 2-bedroom apartment for a year and a half, a couple of years ago, and we had a lot of fun with that. What else life-changing? You know, just natural things that happen in your family. And my husband passed away, and that was a change. Yeah.
How have the next generation come to appreciate this community? You're sharing all the family that visits. Do you see a lot of the same appreciation for it? Just to enjoy the natural beauty of this. Do you see the similar appreciation there?
I do. It was so interesting yesterday when Corey was my granddaughter, and she's 40-some. She was getting rid of that juniper. She says, you know, Grandma, I've seen this juniper all my life. So she hacked away at it and got rid of it. So. Yeah.
That's great. Do you have a favorite story about a business on Marine Avenue, even if that business doesn't exist today?
Well, I used to wheel my granddaughter into the Jolly Roger in the buggy, and we'd find a little corner for her, and then we'd have lunch or supper. And then another was at Wilma's, when Mr. Wilma, I don't know what his name was, but he always had that coffee pot. And he'd go around all the time, and he'd fill all our coffee cups with coffee. And that was when they were down this way. And then they moved up to where they are now. Yeah. But he had passed away by then when they moved again. But that was a good memory. He was such a sweet man, and you know, kept everybody happy. And like I said, the hardware store was to die for. They had everything in there. And they do things for you too.
With the projects that you did, what would be your favorite home improvement project that you worked on?
Our remodeling.
Just completely?
Definitely.
Yeah.
We really needed to do that. Yes. It was fun. My husband pioneered that one.
That's neat. Did you have a lot of influence with the change of aesthetics and with the new redesign? Did you put a lot of input into creating a new home?
I helped a lot.
Did you?
Yeah.
Was there a particular style that you followed?
We had a friend who over on the peninsula who had a house kind of like we wanted. We wanted to make our downstairs apartment available to us if we wanted to use it too, by just closing off a door. And so that was what we followed their plan. And we left the downstairs apartment with a door and one on our door, so that if we rented the downstairs, it was a single apartment. Otherwise, if we wanted our family in there, we could open the door and the family was there. So that was one thing that we did especially. It's been good. And we put a carport back beside our house, which was another good thing because you need parking. Yeah. That's about all I think.
Is there any other story you'd like to share about the change or recent memories that you've made here at Balboa Island?
I just think it's a lovely place to live. I'd recommend it for anybody. Yeah.
Well, thank you for your time and your wonderful stories that you shared with us
Thank you. I
today.
love doing it. I love sharing it. You girls have been so helpful too.
Thank you.
Yes.
This concludes our part of the interview.
Okay.